Fox News alert. A stunning briefing by the Pentagon just wrapped up a second ago. They say a high-altitude Chinese spy balloon the size of 3 school buses has penetrated U.S. airspace and is floating around over Montana. Watch.
Well, hello, everybody. I am sitting in my driveway here in Billings, Montana. And right now, there is a ground stop on our airport. And this thing is up in the sky. And I have no idea what it is. It's been there stationary for about the last 35 minutes. For those of you who think this might just be the moon, it is not the moon. The moon is off to my right. I can see it. This is significantly smaller than the moon.
So apparently, the spy balloon flew over Alaska and then entered U.S. airspace through Canada. Some ally, the Canadians are, didn't even give us a heads up. Trudeau's probably too worried about the truckers. It hovered over the city of Billings, Montana for a couple of days. Shut down air traffic. We're just learning about this now. And check out this photo. These are U.S. military planes circling the balloon. We scrambled F-22 Raptors from Nevada, just buzzed it, circled it, didn't pop it. So where is it now? Well, all the Pentagon's telling us is that it's somewhere over the continental United States. What state? They won't tell us. Top Pentagon officials, including General Milley and Defense Secretary Austin, briefed the media just a little while ago. Listen.
The United States government has detected and is tracking a high-altitude surveillance balloon that is over the continental United States right now. The U.S. government, to include NORAD, continues to track and monitor it closely. The balloon is currently traveling at an altitude well above commercial air traffic and does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground. Instances of this kind of balloon activity have been observed previously over the past several years. Once the balloon was detected, the U.S. government acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information.
So they briefed the president, and according to the Wall Street Journal, Joe Biden told his generals, shoot it down. And the Pentagon overruled the commander-in-chief. Said, no, sorry, Mr. President, it's too dangerous. Debris might fall on somebody. In Montana. Well, the press confronted Joe Biden about this just a few moments ago. Watch.
Folks, we're going to get to work. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you.
So the Chinese have penetrated U.S. airspace through Canada, just, taking a peek, staring down at us high in the sky. We don't know what they're looking for or what they already have, even though they won't let the president shoot it down. The Pentagon says they're tracking it and monitoring very closely. And the State Department, wait till you hear this, sent what they're calling a clear and stark message to the Chinese embassy. They have summoned a Chinese diplomat and have prepared a very stern scolding. Let's bring in Lieutenant Colonel Danny Davis, Senior Fellow at Defense Priorities. Danny, oh my goodness. Why can't we just pop this sucker and call it a day?
Jesse, I've been wondering the same thing. I mean, I can't imagine that, any uninvited guest in our space has any rights to continue to fly. But the fact is, it doesn't present any danger to us. And I really think that this is supposed to be some sort of a message from Beijing, because it comes just days before Secretary Blinken is supposed to meet with his Chinese counterpart. And it happened to fly over our nuclear strategic silos. So I don't think that was by any mistake and any accident either. But I'm not sure what they think we're going to do, if that's going to scare us or whatever, but it's certainly not going to work because the power that the United States has is enough to take care of us and keep us safe no matter what China may want.
So they flew this spy balloon all the way here, and they're spying on our silos. What are we doing over there with the silos that they're so concerned with?
I mean, obviously these things have been there for decades, and I just wonder if it's to just graphically say, hey, we know where your nuclear silos are. In case if anything happens with the Taiwan issue, that could come back into play there. Because the reality is, Jesse, that the China has plenty of low Earth orbit satellites that have much greater visibility and much higher clarity and can do a lot better spying than what this thing does. So that's why I think this is probably some sort of message.
Well, I don't like the message, so it should be popped. Joe wanted to pop it. It's probably the first thing I'd ever agreed with Joe Biden, but the Pentagon overruled him. Is that allowed?
Well, I assume that they recommended against. That's what some of the reports that I had read. But certainly the commander-in-chief is supposed to have veto authority over what anybody else thinks, because he is the commander-in-chief, not anybody to suggest. So I'd be curious to see how that actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like popping this thing over Manhattan with millions of people. We're talking Montana here. I mean, it might hit a cow, might hit a barn. I don't know if there's a big risk there. And what's up with Trudeau? Is he spaced out? He didn't give us a little warning that the Chinese are flying spy balloons across his territory?
Yeah, little surprised by that, too. I hope it's that they did, and that wasn't reported, as opposed to them not knowing and not saying anything. But I guess the fact that we tracked it coming over the Aleutian Islands, apparently we were aware of it. But, I gotta agree with you there. I mean, look, that if we were worried about any ground clutter, I mean, we could have, knowing where the thing is, we could have tracked and cleared the ground there and then knocked it down if we wanted to. So I'm not sure what we think we gained, but I probably would have done with you. I probably would have popped it.
What are these F-22 Raptors equipped with? What do we just sling a missile out of that thing and just blast it to smithereens?
Either that or they pull guns out on it. I would probably use the guns. That'd be the easiest thing.
Okay. And it's unmanned. There's no Chinese spies in that little sack floating down, spying on us with a telescope. This thing's all tech. All right. Well, I would have popped it, and Joe should have popped it.
I can't imagine that Beijing would have let us fly a balloon and not popped it. So,
Beijing just killed 1 million Americans with COVID. I think maybe we popped the balloon. Colonel, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.